Good morning, YouTube. So, I am like nearly 3 weeks per show, to be fair. In like 2 days, up with 3 weeks per show. Body weight is up from my lowest by about a kilo, 0.9 to 2 kilos max, which is not a whole lot, but obviously the idea isn't to get lots of body weight on, lots and lots of fat on. Some, yes, so that A, I don't lose muscle, or B, I can make a little bit of progress leading into the Olympia. But that is the goal. So right now it is about, I believe, about 5:15. Sleep's been better, but it's still not the best. Had lots of work on yesterday and was working till quite late, which obviously then keeps that brain going, which probably helped me not relax too much in bed. So I need to make sure that tonight is a little bit more of a chilled night, downtime, before heading to bed. But it is a pull day, which is a hip hinge day, which should be great. So I'm very excited. I'm just about to get stuck into work block number 1 with my clients. I aim to get all of the check-ins done prior to my breakfast meal, which is at 7:30. So it's a busy on the go kind of couple of hours until then. Obviously, in terms of things like supplements and stuff, I don't have anything in at the moment. All information is on my log at Train by JP in any off season right now, because my goal is not really to add size, but just improve the quality of the look on stage, which will, in an off season, build a little bit of size, but nothing will be used, and you can see that on my log. All information is there. I don't really like to talk about it too much on YouTube or Instagram because I don't think it's the place for it. I think a forum where you can be open, honest, and it not be completely out to the public, I think is a better place for something like that. Much more education and honesty can be opened up on there, so definitely head up and check that out. You can do a free week just to see if you actually like it, before then obviously paying like the £6 per month, whatever it is. It's very cheap, and for the quality that you actually get in there, it's definitely worth it. But work block number 1 coming through. It is Thursday. It is one of my busiest days with clients, with check-ins, and I'm looking forward to it. Got quite a few clients competing in the not so distant future, so I'm really excited for them all because they're all looking absolutely fantastic. Starting with the Two Boroughs Scotland this weekend, I have Hannah Taylor doing it with her bikini. She's in bikini, sorry. She hasn't competed for a couple of years. She looks fantastic. It's just about keeping her head on at the minute, which is very normal in a peak week, but I'm very excited for her. Right, so obviously finished work, which means that I've finished all clients' check-ins. I think that it's important to get client check-ins in nice and early to them, because if there's changes to be made, whether that be both off-season or prep, they can make it from that day. That means that then the next time you check in, they've had 7 days of implementing those changes that are required of them from what you've wanted, meaning that then you can see the progress that's been made. If check-ins are coming in later to them, they then can't apply those changes from the next day, or if it's even later in a reply, the next day after that. So then it becomes kind of that vicious circle of, what's the point in then checking in 7 days if those changes haven't actually been applied for quite some time? So that's what I like to do in regards to my clients. Obviously, I've had a lot of guidance when it comes to my coaching methods when it comes to Kuba, and he's always been on it with everything. I am a normal client to him. I check in as normal with a Google sheet with my pictures, etc. If I don't check in on time, he wouldn't, I wouldn't expect him to, I don't know, not that he wouldn't reply on the same day, but I would expect him to be on it with me, telling me, saying, look, why are you not checking in on time, etc. And I just expect that same from my clients, because I'm timely with my kind of check-ins as well. Kind of shows that you do have good structure and good routine if you can do that as well, whether that be coach replying or client checking in, which is a vital part of making progress when you are actually a bodybuilder as well. Consistency, routine, everything is what will allow you to make more progress from both kind of a coaching side or an athlete side. So I've just done a 45-minute walk with the dog. I like to do that. I don't go on my phone. I like to make sure that I have a bit of fresh air. I'd say I'd like to get a little bit of vitamin D on the skin, but we don't really have a lot of sunlight here in the UK. So now it's time to head home, have breakfast, which is 150 grams of sourdough, 225 grams of egg whites, 1 whole egg, 20 grams of avocado, and 50 grams of blueberries with 100 grams of vegetables in my eggs. So that's meal one. I'll get a little short clip of that one, and then it'll be time to crack on with my house jobs, which is washing the clothes, sorting the dogs out in terms of their breakfast, sorting out our meals in terms of meal prep, because there's some things that we do every single day, even though it is bulk cooked, because there's 2 of us that bodybuilds. Obviously the bulk cooking doesn't last a long time, and we like things as fresh as possible, and because our routine allows for that, that's what we do. After breakfast, what I did was do all our meal prep. It takes me about an hour to sort everything, and then I have an hour until my next meal, which is at 10 o'clock, which I use to reply to clients that have replied from check-ins, or obviously some video form replies. Also gives me time to be able to do admin, obviously from a coaching aspect. It's not just coaching, we do other things other than just coaching. So obviously having to manage the administration side of that happens around then. Then I have my next meal, which is the end to my work block. I stay off my work phone after, whilst I'm eating my meal. Then the next kind of work block starts, which again is either replying to some clients, doing some more administration work, maybe doing some clothes washing, things like that. Obviously, just to make sure that everything gets done through the week from both business and a life aspect. My life is busy, but I wouldn't want it any other way. It's very important that if you do want to be successful in everything, that you just have a great schedule and that you actually stick to it. It's actually something that I'm going to be speaking about with my clients on our live call this Sunday. I do a live call with my clients every couple of weeks. That's either a Q&A for them to be able to ask questions, or kind of a topic that I choose that I feel would be great based upon what I feel a lot of my clients need, and time management being one of them, especially, well, not so much just as coaches, but to be able to be a great athlete, you do have to have good time management. And from being an athlete for a very long time, I feel like I have the ability to be able to support people with that, and I do help my clients with that. So I'm excited to be able to present that to them this weekend, so that we can really get that nailed down for all of them, so that they can make the most of their journeys, have kind of a stress-free world, because they will be more organised, and also allow them just to be able to create their own success, and maybe even pass that on to their own clients if they are coached as well, because the better I can support them, the better then they support their clients as well. So that's what we are doing. I'm going to go and have my next meal, which is 50 grams of rice, 100 grams of vegetables from a mixed variety of sauces. I like mushrooms, peppers, asparagus, sometimes some green beans, spinach, etc. A little bit of colourful veg is good for the gut and the digestion, and obviously keeps fibre content in a really good spot. I also have a little bit of pineapple in there. The pineapple is in there because I enjoy it, not for any other reason really, and it's nice to have a little bit of fructose alongside your carbohydrates to obviously help the uptake of those when you do digest them. So that's the reason why it's in there. Sometimes that gets removed in prep, because obviously calories need to go sometimes, and we know that bodybuilding, especially prep, is not potentially the most healthiest of things. So sometimes, not that nutrition goes out the mind, but sometimes calories have to go. So that's where they get pulled from. Alongside that, I obviously have my protein intake, which is 125 grams of lean beef. I don't go for the 5% lean beef. I always go for the 3% fat lean beef. I like to have as lean and as good quality protein sources as possible. Keeps my digestion intact. We have also increased my protein since the last time I did a prep and an off season, and that's just literally because I am a bigger girl now. So yeah, I'm gonna go and eat my meal. I'll take a little video of it so that you can see it, because I know that you like to see it, and then we'll be back at the desk ready to do the team call for the excellence program. I'll talk about that once I've finished, maybe get a few clips of that as well. So it's time for the gym. We did a call on helping clients with illnesses and injuries on the excellence program today. We bring out a new lecture each week, and also a Q&A or like a educational document to help the people that are on there to help understand bodybuilding a little bit more, whether they are obviously just a client themselves and wanting to self-coach, or just a client that wants to know more about bodybuilding, or obviously we have a lot of coaches on there as well that are looking to develop their knowledge, where they can ask questions about their clients, blood work, etc. We have IFBB pros on there, etc., that are coaches that obviously want support from people being able to problem solve things with their clients. It's actually a really great support network that we do have. But today was about understanding illnesses and injuries and how to work around them. It may seem common sensey, but I get a lot of questions, and I'm sure lots of other people do, because the clients have got you as a coach for a reason. They want accountability. They want to be able to understand what they should and shouldn't do, especially as a bodybuilder. And kind of illnesses and injuries are things that do happen. So that's obviously why we went through that today. But if you do ever want to join, obviously just either drop us a DM or an email, and we can send you all the information and obviously get that over. But it is time to train. I have finished all my work for today. I have had all my meals all on time, and it's now time to have my pre-workout meal, which is 80 grams of rice, 150 grams of cod, 75 grams of veg, 100 grams of pineapple, one rice cake, which is like 11 grams of carbs. So in America, if you have the Quaker ones, it is one of the big ones. In the UK, it's the Snack Jack ones. I also have 20 grams of honey on that. On a non-lower body day, I would always not have the rice cake and honey. That's kind of my carb cycling, as somebody would say. So the difference between kind of my uppers and lower days, because obviously my upper sessions aren't quite as taxing as my lower bodies. So that's why we have a different amount of carbohydrates in each day. But that's literally the only difference. my pull day. As you can see from my eyes, I'm a little bit tired after that session. I definitely forgot to take a video of my pre-workout meal and my post-workout meal, so I'm gonna have to get a picture from a different day and just pop them on so that you can see. Obviously I told you exactly what I was having in my last little video prior to the gym, but the session was good. It's the first time I've actually held 3 plates in my hands on an RDL for a little while, and it actually felt pretty good. My last session, my RDLs felt a little bit wibbly, probably because it was the first time I'd done them in a long time, and I was a lot leaner than what I am right now. So obviously things are always going to feel that way, but I don't need to be extremely lean right now because I've got quite
muscle to gain and progress to make,
and quite a few weeks to go until the actual Olympia. So if I want to lose muscle and look worse, then yeah, that's when I'd want to try and stay in condition. But saying that, I am still quite lean for the body weight that I'm at, because the post-show phase has been really good. Anyway, we're gonna go home. I've got burgers for my next meal. Cooper's given me an off plan every 5 days, but it is macro tracked, so it will match the same calories as my meal 5. So I will show you that once Cooper has made it. Very excited for it. It'll be lovely jubbly. He cooks very well, definitely much better than me. I'm not saying that I'm a bad cook. I used to be, but Cooper's definitely taught me well. And yeah, so looking forward to getting home, having the burgers, and then chilling out. So just got finished with all of the work that I do when I get home, which is some house stuff, some client stuff, just to make sure that everybody's got a reply and I've done everything before I start winding down for bedtime. That way obviously my mind isn't in overdrive and I can be nice and chilled as I get ready for bed. Probably will use the recovery boots after my meal, because I'm training legs very frequently, so they're actually quite nice. It was a little bit strange to begin with, that like squeezing feeling's a bit weird on your toes. I'm also going to have a bath, get ready for bed, and I'm going to have my meal, which is a burger made out of venison mince, but Cooper's mum actually minces actual venison, so it's really lean. I've got like 20 grams of cheese, but it's not kind of cheddar cheese, it's the lean cheese that you can get so that it matches my avocado. I've got some vegetables there, I've got a bread bun that is sourdough bread, and then I've got my 100 grams of chips, which matches exactly with my macros for my rice, cod, avocado and vegetable meal that I would usually have. So it is nearly bedtime. I'm just about to have my last meal, which is a creamy. It's got like 10 grams of whey, 200 grams of water, and half of my yogurt amount, which is 100 grams today, so 50 grams in there. And then my bowl has got 80 grams worth of Trained by JP kumu rice, Trained by JP whey at 10 grams in there, the extra 50 grams of phage yogurt, 100 grams of berries, and 20 grams of a mix of dark chocolate and nut butter. And that is the last meal. Hopefully you've enjoyed the vlog. I actually got through a full one today, which is pretty good for me. Usually I start it and then just stop. I don't really like the sound of my own voice and whatnot, but lots of my clients have said that they would like to see vlogs like what Cooper does from me. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you took some insight from it. And please like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I will be back again.